Let's talk about some issues some clients had as far as hiring me, and they didn't have issues hiring me, but they had issues, and so they hired me. And I want to talk about some of the things that have come up when I saw and reviewed their paperwork and took care of their divorce cases. So, number one, dismissing cases after approved, but before the 6 months have passed requires a hearing, but the hearing date will come after the divorce date is final. So I was mentioning earlier how when we get some of our divorce cases approved, well, most of them actually, if you start with me, I'm going to have your divorce case approved before the 6 month mark. And that doesn't cause issues. So let's say, it's January, we start your divorce case, I submit it for review, middle of February, and we get it approved in March. So it's only been 3 months, let's say. So when the court approves it, it's approved. Your divorce is official. There's nothing left you have to do, but your divorce finalization date is pushed out 6 months because of the 6 month cooling off period. So let's say your divorce is approved in March, but your final divorce date is in June. And let's say sometime between March and June, you and your spouse say, "Hey, I think we want to get together." We're still within that 6 month window, even though the judge already signed the judgment, and you're done. You still have that opportunity to have that set aside, and so your divorce case can be dismissed before the 6 months. That's even though it's approved, you can still do that. Technically, you can still do that, but procedurally, it's kind of a quagmire, if you will, because the courts are so busy. You have to, once the judge has signed the judgment and has ordered you to be divorced, even though you're still within that 6 month window, you have to now go to court and ask the judge to set aside and dismiss your divorce case. You both do. And the issue with doing that is because the courts are busy. We bypass the entire timeline with the courts. There's no delays with us finalizing your divorce because you're not going to see the judge. Once you ask to go see the judge, that's where you talk about these delays of 6 months, a year, and so forth because of trials and getting into court. So if we have these clients who said, "Tim, we have like 3 weeks left before our divorce is final officially." It is final. It's approved by the judge, but the 6 months isn't up. Can we have it dismissed because we decided we wanted to remain married? Remain married. I said, yes, but we have to get you into court. And when I checked the court calendar, scheduling for it was 60 days away. I said, so unfortunately, there's no way you're going to get into court before your divorce is actually finalized on paper. So that's the issue that comes with that. I want to say it's probably the only downside to us having your divorce cases done so quickly is once in a while, maybe 2 or 3 a year, out of the thousands of divorce cases we handle every year, clients will say, "Hey, we want to reconcile," but the judge has already approved their divorce. We did get people into court once where they said, "Hey, we don't want this to be finalized," and they did dismiss it. But again, it does require a court hearing.